Thy quest is to crush Death Adder's evil henchmen. Seek wisdom from your Sega hotline and face thy destiny. Golden Axe, 'tis mighty serious fun.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
All right.
Yes.
We're talking about more Sega, y'all.
Yeah, Sega.
This is like Sega's
Nice.
E3 performance right before E3. It's all Sega.
Yes.
That's what E3 is going to be.
And watch them have nothing to announce.
We announce another color of the mini Game Gear.
I will flip. I will
Game Gear Mini
Game Gear Mini.
Civilization 2.
The Game Gear Pocket Mini.
No, it's humankind.
Micro
Did you guys
Mini.
buy that?
Same thing. It's like that.
Slightly bigger
Did you
screen.
guys buy it?
Oh, hell no. Did you buy one?
No.
As a collector, you probably
You got one?
all of them.
Yep, you got it.
Well, no, I bought them and then I opened one of them and I'm like, my wife literally looked at me because I bought the magnifier thing. And she's like, she looked at me and this is inappropriate. I mean, it depending on who you are, you might think it's inappropriate. But she looked at me and she goes, "I've never said this to you, but you look super retarded right now." And I was like, "Oh." She would never say something like that because I'm all like,
It's so tiny.
Dude.
it was so.
Oh, man.
No, dude.
You could have got two of the magnifying glasses, put them on your eyes. Maybe it would've been better.
I still don't understand it to this day. I will never understand it.
It's an enigma for me.
Yeah, I don't.
It's pretty much how I used to look with a Game Boy or Game Gear back in the day anyway.
Yeah, so you have something
Oh, shit,
like
like-
a fraction. It looked like this big,
I had a
probably.
light, I had a light, I had a magnifying glass,
the
I had the
speakers?
controllers over the thing. It was
With the
stupid
speaker
as hell.
over
yeah.
it, you fold out. I
Yeah.
had that shit too, man.
It's awful.
You guys will totally relate to this. So I know you did this as a kid, and if you're okay, you should. It's okay to admit this as an adult. It totally is. So I was sitting on that couch like I did as a kid. You know when you bought something as a kid that was gaming related and it really sucked, but it was like the only thing that you were gonna get, so you convinced yourself it didn't suck.
Yes.
I was convincing myself it didn't suck, and that's the moment that the wife turns and she's like,
Terrible.
"Yep, you're a total tool." And it was like, and I felt like I put it back in the box, like the tail between the legs. I put it back in the box, and that was it.
You're like, I have no argument. I have no argument.
no,
You're
man.
right. You're probably right.
I would have got the shrink. I would have got the shrink wrap and like, this has never been opened now.
Yeah.
It did play well. That's the crazy thing. Like Sonic
Was it Sonic?
1
I heard that, yeah.
played really well.
Yeah.
Like it was, the emulation was actually good. You just couldn't see it. But
Oh, man.
You can just put it on your keychain.
What
What
It's
were
a
they
one inch-
thinking?
Yeah, I
with
don't
that thing,
understand why
man?
that was a big thing for them.
Like,
I don't know.
Because I think they must have put it on like your backpack, like just hanging off and stuff. It
don't
has
know.
to be because that's the smallest
No.
thing. They used to put little trinkets on
Yes.
things, so you put it there.
the biggest travesty was the fact that before
Shining
it was even the
yeah, they had a
Force.
shining force on them, motherfucker.
The fact that before it was even announced, remember the rumors that,
This
that
is going
there
to
was
be bigger
there
than
was,
the PlayStation 5.
yeah, there was a rumor from a freaking a respected journalist that said,
Oh, you guys gotta get me mad right now.
well, remember,
It's just
That's
like
what I said.
the hype up. Oh, it's the same hype up as a PS5. What is it?
Bigger.
What's
Yeah,
what's
it was
bigger? What's bigger?
bigger.
It was Sega returning to a console.
A screen that I fucking can't see.
This is the console y'all have been begging for since
Yeah.
2003.
The re-release of a franchise that I've been waiting to be remade, put on a fucking baby screen.
The
of
collection.
Oh, you.
The collection. You can have it in your pocket at all times.
Don't get me started.
could you imagine if they did that same thing, right? Let's say they did that same thing, but they took, and even though they could have put more games, but let's say they took all those games, but gave you a real size Game Gear.
That would have been fine.
Yeah, that would've been
better.
fine.
It would've
No, that
better.
would've been fine.
How about
Yeah,
a slim?
That would have been
I'd buy
fine.
it.
Slim it
Game
down.
Gear
It was a
Slim.
chunky ass thing. Slim it down.
Yeah.
Give it a better screen.
That
They would have
was
made
Not make it
sales.
freaking tiny like
No, that's
No.
tiny. Do it like a
yeah.
even if it was like a Game Boy Advance, like even if it was that.
Yeah.
That's
If you
still
think
usable.
about the people who remember these games, their eyes aren't that good anymore. So it's like, so why the fuck are you gonna put this shit on a little screen where we can't
Yeah,
see it?
when
So
you
we're
have-
definitely gonna have to buy a magnifying fucking glass
Yeah,
for
when
it.
you have to
Listen.
buy when you have to have a magnifying glass for a freaking product, it's like no.
If the button is bigger than the screen, you're done wrong.
Yeah.
Damn.
You can cover it with your thumb.
Yeah.
The screen is too small.
Yeah.
I think
Did you guys did you buy the Astro City Mini?
I didn't buy any of that.
No.
I heard that was
no.
better though. I heard that
did
was
like-
better.
I did
That was
like what it said.
actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard good things about
the
that.
games
Yeah.
ran well. It had Death Adder on there, which you don't usually see being released. So it had Golden Axe Death Adder.
If it wasn't a Retro Arch machine, I would have got it, but I have RetroArch on the
Yeah.
computer, so
Yeah,
I
no,
have a
that's
wall.
true.
That should have been the original thing they announced rather than the stupid
I would have
game.
preferred that.
Like, what the
and
fuck?
if it was a box, I don't like the little arcade thing because I'm never gonna play it on that with the little screen.
Yeah, I don't think those products were geared toward the U.S. at all, like the
If
U.S.
collectors to
audience
put
at
it
all.
on the
Because
table, and they leave it there.
Was it
You
what?
go get up to the TV though, so that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
At least.
yeah, but they sold like weird stuff with it. Like you could buy a little bench, like
A
because you know
little
the Astro
bench?
City, you sat down to play. You could buy like a little bench to do a little setup. See, I'm not into that really,
Yeah.
but like I have friends that are, so I don't want to diss
Okay.
it too hard. But like they would set it up and like put little characters. Like I don't do that. Though. Like I'm not into that.
But listen,
Nothing against people that are.
Yeah,
though.
no,
I think
That's
Sega
cool
is
if
in a
that's the thing.
delusional world where they think people are minuscule. And they're making these things for actual people. Who is this person running it?
No, it's Sammy. It's not even Sega. It's the Sammy part of Sammy Sega or Sega Sammy, whichever one it is.
They were
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Sammy ruined Sega. They freaking bought them and they were like, pachinko. You know, it's like,
But the thing is, though, I didn't even think I read the headline yet. Sega is exploring options to bring back its older franchises.
I'm just gonna
Yo,
start.
I didn't even notice.
I didn't notice
even
either.
notice that you didn't even read the headline.
When I edit it, I'm just gonna add that in there. Whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they are looking to bring back things. Mostly, it seems like they're trying to bring back things from the Dreamcast era and Saturn era,
That's
which is what
not a
people
bad
have been.
thing.
that's the golden
That is
age.
not bad. That's
Because
That's
everybody's been
kind
asking,
of.
and they've
Yeah.
gotten stuff from the 8-bit and the 16-bit going, and then they threw in a little, Panzer in there and stuff like that. So they are getting to that time where
Yeah.
the Crazy Taxis and like the
Jet Set.
Shining Forces, maybe
Set, yeah.
the Jet Sets, yes, or the Jet Grind.
Well, it gives me more hope that this
They're
is
in that
actually,
area.
Yeah,
They're
they're
in that
dancing
area.
around all those.
because after Shinobi, which I haven't heard anything about, after Shinobi and after I mean, they still got another Toe Jam and Earl type thing coming out, whether that be downloadable content or not, but.
That DLC
Yeah.
that was announced for Toe Jam.
And then after Golden Axe, whenever they're gonna announce something with that, after those, then there's really not in an Outrun maybe, but after and maybe a Hang On, I don't know. There's
Beyond the
tons.
Oasis, Beyond
But
the Oasis.
Well,
after
yeah.
after
Dude.
those,
Cruising USA.
But no, I'm saying after
Dude,
those, then
Outrun.
they're pushing like the 32-bit games, like in that era, and people are they haven't touched those at all.
Yeah, I believe they're well aware of these titles, especially the ones that they didn't like make too many of, like a Panzer Saga. And there's a following for that, and they're trying to make a remake.
Imagine.
There's fans trying to make a remake right now.
You saw the pictures.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw recently, Turbo. They had the dragon actually flying in the crazy graphics, and I was like, yo, that
I
looks.
saw that. That was nuts.
I was like, this
Yeah.
this is, if it goes in this direction, if this can actually happen, it's insane. But
And it
just
would
like
look better.
just
It
like
would look
Sonic, just like the fan made Sonic
do it.
Omens, fans are doing it and they're showing it to them, and they're like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So if this is the case,
Yeah.
a lot of these games like Golden Axe can come back, Shinobi, Shining Force Hell can come back because that's been dead for a long fucking time since like 2011
And
or
Fire Emblem is selling. It's
yes,
selling.
the strategy role players are back now. So like a lot of
Nintendo is
these.
doing it, so Sega's got to
Look on the back of this damn wall right here. Alex Kidd, which was 35 years dormant for 35 years, and
Yeah.
it's coming back in June. So
Coming back.
everything is possible
That's my Mario.
for all of their franchises.
We need a comeback of all these.
I want a rice
franchises.
cake.
And that's exciting, dude. That's exciting.
We
If they're not fuckheads and say, "Oh no, we're just fucking with y'all. You guys want humankind? We have humankind coming out." No one gives a fuck about humankind.
Listen, you got Space Channel 5.
Figured it.
I wouldn't even know how they would do it, Space Channel 5.
Space Channel 5, you got to bring back
How
Michael
did-
Jackson.
Yes.
How has Sega not brought back? Like, I don't understand. How could you not have messed with like Daytona USA
Yes.
or Outrun?
Seriously.
Like they have so many freaking good franchises. Your Shirt, Altered Beast,
Yep.
like they could make a badass modern Altered
Yes.
Beast. I mean, it'd be freaking amazing.
They tried.
I don't know what the hell they're doing.
I
They're
think a
like,
lot of these-
there's something wrong.
I think the people who are in charge,
They don't have the ideas.
I think they peaked too high, and the fans
They
are
hate
making
money?
better.
I don't know.
Better.
They don't have the
decisions.
ideas.
Yeah, they don't know what to fucking do,
They're
but,
not the-
but the fans do.
But listen, Sega now, like I said before, Sega now they're not the Sega that made those games.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying.
definitely not.
Same
Because
as
if
Sega.
they tried, they would fuck up the franchise,
That's
and
like-
they don't want to be known for that. So they're like, oh, the fan knows what's up. All right, you could do it.
It's
Done.
like if I
Which is
personally,
fine.
if
Yeah,
I
that's fine
personally-
too.
That's fine.
If I personally bought Sega and I was like, okay, like I don't have any. I can't program nothing. So it's like I got all these.
I
things,
know what it should be.
Figure it out. Give it to.
Wouldn't
people
you
who
feel
can.
like a little kid again? Like I'd go to the school ground and just like punch some kid in the face. I'd be like, Sega's badass. Like, I feel like badass again. Like, dude, it would bring back so many awesome memories of like hating the kids that had Nintendo. It'd be awesome. Sorry, I was a
console
Sega.
wars?
I was one of those
Console
kids.
wars.
What
bad than ever.
I think everyone here has that glimmer of hope about Sega. No
Yeah.
matter
We always
no
had it.
matter how bad they fuck up
They
or
let you
how
down so much,
how
though.
much they let you down in the past 10 years. Any news that you hear about Sega, what are they talking about? New console? What are they doing? Like it's still because their IPs are so amazing and we want those back. They're so good.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
so good.
They're gonna
But-
come out with a portable Saturn Mini with the only bug and like
Bugging Clockwork
and
Night.
Clockwork Night.
Which a lot of people love.
No,
I don't know
know.
why, but I'm not
But
about
those
that
will
life.
be the
You
games.
had it.
That'll be like Sony.
I didn't have Clockwork Night.
I thought you did.
That'll be
Demo.
like Sony coming out and not putting Crash Bandicoot on their PlayStation. Oh wait, they didn't.
Yep.
So it would be like that.
All they need is someone to pay attention to like what people are asking for, and like I think they said I forgot what online. It was like a Japanese online Saturn store or some shit, and they put Shining Force 3 in there just for a little bit. The shit was like sold out in hours.
Yeah.
Like it was gone. It was gone.
Well, no, they had it like online
Yeah. The shit. Boom.
No shit.
in seconds.
So what do you guys think the problem is? Like, what's the actual problem?
They don't have
Is it
people
just
who can
that
make
there's
that game. They don't know
Are they
people who can make the
scared?
game.
I think the people
No,
who
but are they scared? Are they like-
the people who made it aren't around anymore,
Right.
And they don't know because these IPs have a certain magic to them. They don't know how to put that magic in a new game. A lot of fan made
listen,
games
Yeah.
do, and they're taking care of it. And the people are like, oh, Sega's like, okay, you know what's up. You can do it, but they don't know what the fuck to do with their IPs.
This
to
is a
hire these
situation where if anybody out there is a filmmaker or anything like that, and like you want to do research and you want to make a film, like this is a perfect documentary to document on,
happened to
like
Sega?
to find out like what happened to Sega.
We should all work on
If you're a
that thing.
Sega
Like,
fan,
wouldn't you
and
cry? I'd cry in a Sega documentary for sure.
yeah,
I mean, like, no, but
this
I'd
is-
cry in that documentary.
This is the stuff that I personally want to know. But if
We have to be in it though.
like, well,
We can work on that.
But it's
no,
also
I'm saying like that's a
But I'm
good
glad
thing
you brought
to-
up movies because it's also
Yeah.
like movie franchises are fragile also. So if like if you
yes.
come out with like
The
a
Hobbit?
yeah, well, like if you like well like if you come out with like for example like a Batman or something like that, like everyone loves the Michael Keaton ones, right? Like and you try to come back out and you fuck those up, you know, you fuck up the franchise for a bit. Now Batman can't come be reboot for a couple of years because you have the bad taste in your mouth from that.
fragile, yeah.
It's a lot of these movie titles and IPs from video games are very fragile, especially a Sega or a Nintendo. And if you come
Yeah,
at
that's
it the
true.
wrong way, you're setting that franchise back a couple of years.
Right.
Because you
tell
can't come out the following year and be like, oh, we'll fix the bad one that we released a year ago. You can't do that.
Let me tell you what happened to Sega though, like on the real. Okay, they bought the Sammy Sega. I don't know if they had any hold on what this was, but they tried with these titles. They came out with a bunch of titles during the PS2 time. They came out with the Golden Axe.
The
3D.
ages, yeah.
No, the Golden Axe 3D game. That was the chick.
Oh, yes, that's right.
They came out with that.
Yeah.
And that was like a Tomb Raider type game or whatever. And they came out with Altered Beast, like a different title under it. And that was like
Just
no,
kidding.
no. They came out with
What was that? I don't
Oh,
think
dude.
I
they
caught.
came
What
out
was
with
that?
a 3D.
Was it US or was that
no, it's Japanese only.
Oh, Japanese only.
But they came out with these titles, and they came out with a sequel for the Game Boy Advance too. But they tried these. They tried to make these games like the magic that people were asking for, devoid of anything that made those titles popular at all.
Yeah.
And then they tried with Sega Ages, which you were gonna say, and they had the Golden Axe on there. Crappy garbage graphics. All those games had garbage graphics,
Game
and they were
Ground.
thrown out there. Like, who made these games?
No.
Did they have decent soundtracks?
Yes.
Because Golden Axe, it's like
did.
da-da,
No,
da-da,
it
da-da,
Because it
and
was
you're
on-
like, yes, you want to like get a sword and just like,
Yeah.
like it
played
gets
it?
you pumped.
Yes.
That was
but-
the only thing that made us excited was the music because it was on CD, and it was dope.
Oh, so it had
sounding.
good music.
The game, yeah, the music was good. The game was like trash.
it was made more as a cash grab than an actual.
It was
hey,
worse than
it
the
was a
demo.
cash
grab. Yeah.
It was worse than that demo you played.
Yeah.
And that was the full game remade. So Sega tried this, and those are the people who are running Sega, and that's why they're like, I don't
Yeah.
know what you want.
But the good thing is they failed at it.
No, they did.
So
That
now,
was-
so now they're scared to do it again. So they're now
the
they're-
fans are
now-
showing them.
The fans are like, we know how to do it, and that's why the cool thing about Sega now is they're allowing the fans.
They're just late.
Yeah.
They're just late. This happened 2 years ago. They're just now saying, we made some money last year. So let's do this. So that's why they're exploring it.
Side note, Big Chalk said Metamorphic Force.
Oh, stop it.
The arcade. I know you collect arcade cabinets. That's an arcade cabinet to get.
Metamorphic Force.
I know and like that game, but I have not seen that cabinet.
Ever.
Like not out, like not in recent times.
Okay.
Put it that way.
That's really that.
But I'll be on the lookout.
Wow. That's a rare. That's a rare game.
I've only seen it in Vegas.
That's crazy.
That's it.
Yeah, I can look that
I've
up
never
real
seen
quick.
it anyplace
Because
else.
I've never played it.
Ralph's gonna find the location in Vegas right now.
I played for the first time recently, like an emulated version of that, and I was like, "Damn!" Now I know why Big Chalk is always talking about this freaking game. It's a awesome beat.
I think once a podcast, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
almost.
It's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg. You got to find it in every podcast.
Yeah. Almost was a podcast.
Post the timestamp.
Post the
timestamp in the chat.
And you get a free code.
Everyone.
That was a Konami game, right?
Probably.
It's Konami, right?
Yeah.
It's either Capcom or Konami. Like they're the
Definitely
only ones who
Capcom.
made the beat 'em ups.
Well, yeah, probably because Konami hasn't made
Konami.
anything good in years. So that's probably was Konami.
Unless it's
We can get a poster for $40.
Damn. That's all that exists now.
Wow.
But I mean, to get back on
the arcade board for it, $700.
Yeah, it's hard to find them.
Whoa.
That's hard.
The
That's
hell?
That's rare. Okay.
And they found that on the
Get
bottom of
outta
the
here.
ocean. And it's still $700.
Oh shit! Ralph just hit buy now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because the wife could be hopping in and out of the stream. So I'm not
She
gonna
watching
do
the
that.
stream like, yeah, go ahead, do it.
I'll do it when she's gone tonight.
She's watching the bank
I need
account.
the whole arcade. You need the whole arcade board.
What happened?
But to get back to Sega real quick though, before we move forward,
Yeah.
Sega was also known for making arcade games,
Yes.
and making arcade games now isn't really that feasible if they make them the same way.
Yeah.
So they have to think of how to make it, home console-ish, and they haven't been successful for the most part themselves.
No.
No, so that's one of the problems.
They can't do it anymore.
Unless they have a console.
Nah, they failed. They failed. Nah.
No,
That's why I think if
has to be
those people,
crowdsourced, man.
I think
Come
if
on.
those people were still around,
Yeah.
you would probably hear whispers of a possible console. But those people aren't around,
Nah.
and they don't even know what the fuck Sega's about.
But Capcom's
unless
doing it
it's
still.
crowdsourced.
Capcom is doing it still, which was a big part of Dreamcast.
Capcom is gonna have a console.
Capcom console. They came out with that ugly ass.
Oh, dude, that the freaking joystick. Oh, dude.
What do you think
Dude,
about
I
that
have
Capcom
it.
thing? You have that?
I have it here. It's on my shelf
It's
back
so
here.
hideous.
Dude, it's crazy. So I put it on a live stream and I was playing with it. And I didn't notice this till like that later that night. I was like, oh, I'm going to jump back on that thing and play with it. On E Honda's state, I'm playing like against E Honda, and I see, there's like that bathtub thing in the background. It's got, and the water's like in it, and then you got the sun. So I'm scrolling to the left, and like imagine that the bathtub thing is all like one piece, right?
No.
And it's like graphic layers, right? The top starts like floating off of it. I'm like, what the hell? So like pieces of the bathtub are floating off the side. And I'm like, dude, how did you get this wrong? Like Street Fighter's emulated on like everything, right?
That's legit. That's legit.
And it's a
emulation.
Capcom licensed product. Like I was so bummed when I saw that. I'm like,
That's
dude.
legit.
That is a licensed product. and they fucked that up.
You got Street Fighter Rainbow Edition in there. they fucked it up.
Oh, that's a sick game, actually. I love Rainbow's freaking cool. It's wild.
Oh,
shit.
I met a guy that he was this arcade dude here locally, but he's all about money. Like he doesn't look at gaming in any other way other than it's dollar signs. Like that's it.
Jeez.
And he was telling me, he's like, he talks weird. He's kind of redneck. He's like from, he's deep bowels of Arizona. And he's like, hey, man, he's like, you know how much money I got running them bootleg ROMs? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the Rainbow something. I'm like, oh yeah, you did that? He's like, yeah. And then Capcom got wise, and then they released the Hyper Fighting, which wasn't as good, but I made money on that too. Like he was all kind of. I'm like, cool, man.
I want an interview with that guy.
I'm about to say, yeah. Where's this guy?
I bet you he's going to start talking to you about Bitcoin and Dogecoin too.
I made a lot of money Every kind of coin.
Resting that Dogecoin.
That Doge.
Dogecoin.
I've been making
Actually, wait,
coins
this is
since
messed
Street
up. But he'd be like, I really liked White Tyson.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, dude,
That white.
Yo, that is the gift that keeps on giving.
White Tyson.
not Mr.
What?
Dream. What?
I don't even know who Mr. Dream is, man.
I know White
He's
Tyson.
been White Tyson since the day I was born.
White Tyson.
Better than Tyson.
He's undefeated.
He's never lost a match
Never lost his life.
in his whole life.
You'll never beat White Tyson.
You say he's never lost.
He's never
lost.
lost a match ever.
Undefeated.
Never lost.
Oh man. So Sega hopefully gets to bring back these titles that we really want
Yeah.
in a grand fashion. Maybe they'll announce something with Sonic. I mean, they're doing the Sonic
Truxton.
3. Well, that's rumored that they were going to bring a Sonic 3 and Knuckles
Yeah.
on a collection, which they haven't done because of licensing.
Well, we don't know.
Really?
Well, no, they haven't
Don't
done
they
it.
own 'em?
They haven't done it because of the licensing and the Michael Jackson music.
Yeah.
In it.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought they released a ROM that had bad or different music in it.
They could do that easily.
I thought they did. But I guess they never released that for everyone, so I guess they're going to change something up if they do it.
They
But
just
that's
call
just a
Janet
rumor
Jackson.
for now. But if that's the big Sonic announcement they have at E3, I'm going to be so freaking mad.
Yeah. Like,
Although that game is astonishing.
it's amazing.
It's a
Sonic
great
3
game.
and
Omens?
Knuckles.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If they do Omens,
If they do that.
I would just give a round of applause. Like, that's the good fucking job on that. Good, pull the trigger on that. That needs to be released. Everyone
Yeah,
needs to
man.
play that.
Yeah. So hopefully
No, that
they
looks
have
good.
something to announce like that because Sonic has been pushed back because of the pandemic. They had announcements ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Everyone
maybe
did.
they said, maybe we're not going to announce this one. Let's do something different and do Colors remake. Sonic Colors
Which
remastered.
there'd be people that wouldn't complain about
I heard
that.
it's not a bad game.
No,
it's not bad.
But if that's the announcement, though,
That's bad.
Well,
that's bad.
yeah, you're right.
It should be an addition to the big announcement.
Yeah. That's not like the.
I wouldn't
Do
mind
we
a
know for
generation.
sure? Is Sega going to have a big announcement? Like, do we know that they're going to?
They're at E3.
I'll go this far.
They never-
They've disappointed me so many times. I'm not gonna say a damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
real-
shut my mouth
Don't want to jinx
The
it.
real-
because
real question-
they fuck me over every time.
The real question is, does Sega do big announcements anymore?
Yeah,
That's the question.
yeah, they do. Humankind
true.
in the miniature Game Gear that no one could fucking play.
That's the announcements.
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe-
looking forward
maybe a
to being
Dreamcast.
disappointed.
Dude, last year I
Maybe a
remember
Dreamcast
you were
Mini.
telling me about that. I'm like,
People won't be mad at a Dreamcast Mini, but I mean, it's still not what I want, really. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
Dude,
I've been disappointed by them so many times.
They get
When
me-
you told me last year, I was like,
I'm
I
not
was
saying-
already done with them.
I
was
will
like,
not say anything about Sega anymore until I see something. I can't.
Yeah. Shut your mouth.
They
Shut
make
your
me
mouth.
look like an idiot every time.
Just
I look like a moron.
Just shut your mouth and just.
Do you think the Dreamcast Mini could be a thing?
yeah.
Like
Wait,
for
like that-
Emulation, listen, emulation for the Dreamcast is on point 100%.
Yeah.
That's the easiest cash grab they can do. Like,
Right.
put 10, 20 games
But
on
do you
there.
think they would jump over Saturn?
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
'cause
wouldn't do
Saturn's not
Saturn.
as good.
They should do
Not,
a Saturn
emulating.
Dreamcast.
And you know what's crazy?
It's not as easy to.
I like the Saturn more. than-
No, I know, but the emulation on the Saturn,
Emulation
Yeah,
It's
Saturn's
tougher.
a hot mess.
it's not
Yeah.
as precise
right.
as the Dreamcast. I mean, it
Same
has
with-
to take leaps and
Yeah.
bounds. You can play them now, but if they can pull off
That's like
98% on it, then I think that'll be fine.
I only want
That's
three,
the reason
three
why
games from
Yeah, and I know.
emulation. I don't really care for
But
three
you know what? If
games.
they came out with that, the price on those would. I mean,
Yeah,
would it
right.
rise? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think they'd sell a ton of Sega Dreamcast Minis or whatever. They'd sell it. I think,
Yeah.
right? I
If
mean,
it
I think
had-
people would flip
If it had
out.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on it, it would. Capcom has to be a
Yeah.
big deal on there.
I still have my Marvel vs. Capcom.
I want to
and my
take you for
Dreamcast.
a ride.
Oh, yeah. I was singing that
Yo, we
yesterday.
were just
I was singing that yesterday.
Listen,
I'm gonna take it.
yo, people hate on the music in that game. That music was great.
Sorry.
That music was great.
I don't know why. It's just so catchy.
It's super catchy. It wasn't honestly. It wasn't appropriate for fighting games.
no, but it worked. I don't know what it was.
It was so catchy. I was just bumping my head to these tunes. I was like,
It had charm. It had charm. It had charm.
That was not fighing game music.
No,
though.
no,
No, it wasn't. No, not at all.
Oh man, but it's historic though. It is. It's. I mean, it's nostalgic. You have to have that.
Yep.
Take it
I'm gonna take you for a ride. Damn,
turn
now it's
that
stuck in my head.
Everyone knows that. Everyone
Now it's
knows
stuck in
that.
my head right now.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
Oh, dude. Anyway,